Welcome back to NewsMakers. We are with Ben Ross, Jane Broughton and Aaron Keown. So what makes a young person stand for City Council or Community Board? Although I suppose Aaron may feel like a grandfather at the moment because he was once one of the youngest members of the establishment. And look at these young pups that have arrived. What was the motivation for you, by the way?
So I got involved in Jim's campaign. I'm handling new media for him, so I'm doing a lot of his videos, his photography, his Facebook page. And through him, I really got interested in the issues in the city, and that's really driven me to stand.
For you, Jane?
Well, I lived in London for 11 years and came back 5 years ago to bring up my now 8-year-old daughter, I'm not that young, in Christchurch, where I grew up. And I just felt that the reasons I came back were because of the quality of life, the community spirit, the easygoing lifestyle. And I just think that a lot of that is in the home environments, in your communities. I'm standing for the community board, and I think that if we can just make that a safer, friendlier, more interest area, then hopefully that will reflect onto other areas of the city.
Sure. Now for you, Aaron, of course, you are looking to graduate from the community board to City Council and
Health Board.
And Health Board. Oh, you're standing there as well?
Yeah.
Oh, God, you're nearly as bad as Peter Wakeman. He's everywhere.
No, City Council and Health Board. Well, free parking at the hospital. I think you have to be on the Health Board to bring that in. I've been pushing it for 9 years and people keep going, we want free parking at the hospital. So and that was one of the things that motivated me to stand for council. And my original reason, and still the same reason, is I really don't like the council. I really cannot stand the way that they spend ratepayers' money, the way the place is run. Our infrastructure is getting further and further behind as the city's growing, so they're playing catch-up at a slower rate than our growth. And it's just, we're heading for just disaster. Our rates are going up at 3 times the rate of inflation. Just, it makes no sense.
All right.
So yeah, if you disagree with it, Mike, you know, I can't actually sleep at night, so I run. I get involved.
Surely Papanui is going to be a most interesting affair, isn't it? Because there is definitely one new councillor that will emerge with Norm Withers stepping down, and there does seem to be quite a few question marks as to whether Nairi Button will be re-elected because of a bit of bad blood over Edgeware and so forth.
Well, I saw another one. Someone had stuck some stickers to her signs, I saw, saying she voted for the Dave Henderson buildings. So is the Henderson deal going to rear its head with all the councils, not just Nairi, but right any of them?
Well, actually,
I think that will have an effect on Bob Parker.
Do you?
I do think that the Henderson decision could have an effect on
There's still a bit of residual...
I think so,
yeah.
yes.
What have you gleaned so far as being resonant issues in your ward? What are people talking about, thinking about, wanting action on?
There's been a lot of talk about Roxton Terrace, 1.7 million budget, I think, now going towards that. I think also there's the perception, and maybe it's through the name, Fendleton, Waimari. We also cover Avonhead, Bishopdale.
Yeah.
To me, it's important that Fendleton, Waimari isn't seen as being simply the core areas of Fendleton and Waimari.
Sure.
And within those other districts, you've got a lot of migrants. There's a very, very strong Asian population.
Yes.
There are some of the lowest decile schools in Christchurch in that area.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important that the voice that comes through, particularly with that community board, is including those other areas as well. And also the safety around school zones, particularly within that Hessian Street area, around Elmwood, Fendleton.
Yes.
You're not going to get more people walking to school unless you've got safer zones around the schools.
Okay. For you, Ben, what are the issues that you've gleaned as being nuggets in your ward?
So in Broughton Heathcote, the community funding cuts are really hurting there. I mean, I visited addington.net the other day. It's a computer centre that provides free internet access to kids and seniors, and they're looking at going under, which is really sad to see, and it's pretty sad in an area that has one of the lowest rates of internet access in the city. Also the environment in Broughton Heathcote. I mean, we're seeing pollution flowing into the Heathcote River every day during overflow of the wastewater system, which is really disappointing. But also I think that we have a really bright future in that area of the city. Some community developments are really good to see, and I'd like to see more of things like the Strickland Street Gardens, which are fantastic community initiatives.
Sure.
I'd also like to see who killed all the peacocks in Heathcote Valley.
Who killed all the peacocks?
Yeah.
Seriously?
There used to be a whole lot of peacocks around the streets and around Heathcote Valley. And in the last couple of years, somebody has been and
There's been a
killed them off.
culling campaign.
There has.
That could be a top issue this election. What happened to the peacocks? Party politics and groupings in politics. Obviously, independent sits, 2021, they are well-known political names. Do we need the group politics at a local level, or should you be one-man bands like Mr. Keown?
Well, essentially with independent citizens, we're independent. My views are my views.
Yep.
We have similar ideas of policy, and in terms of campaigning, we campaign as a team.
Yeah.
In part, it's bang for buck, but also we do have those similar views. However, I do not get told by independent citizens
You must vote a certain way.
what my voting.
Sure.
That's the independent.
Doesn't Nikki Wagner write your campaign strategies?
Nikki Wagner write my campaign strategy. I charge money myself to people to write other people's campaign strategies. No.
You share a media consultant though, don't you? The Independent Citizens, Kirsten Chambers?
Kirsten Chambers. I've had no media consultancy from Kirsten.
All right, on that note, I do have to wrap up. To the pick of the week, moving right along. National Breastfeeding Week has just been held, and I'm sure many mothers can relate to this particular photo of mother seal and pup. And oh, the pain. Oh, the pain. To the NewsMakers poll, last week's question, will Winston Peters be returned to Parliament next year? Well, there you go. 61% of you say yes. The prize winner, S. Johnston. This week's question, should the City Council have granted funding approval for Councillor Sheriff's California trip? Yes or no, you can be judge and jury. Email newsmakers@ctv.co.nz, use the post or the web, and you will be in to win some gift cards from Whitcoulls and McDonald's. Thank you very much to our panel, Jane Broughton, Ben Ross and Aaron Keown. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll catch up soon. Good night.